When a husband comes home, what should the default be when it comes to him, his tone with his wife?
Empathy. I wouldn't agree necessarily with either of you. First of all, if it happened the other way around, we wouldn't get the same empathy.
Box it up, move it to the side.
No, that's not true. There's an ayah in the
exactly.
Quran that mentions clearly the reason why we are married, لِتَسْكُنَ إِلَيْهَا, so you find peace
Yes.
in her. I have to just say, I do completely disagree with you. In the sense we're taking care of kids, it's one of the hardest things in the world.
I could be with you all day, every day.
Huh?
I could be with you all day, 100%. I agree with him. I disagree with you completely on that.
Prophet said, رِفْقًا بِالْقَوَارِرِ, be gentle with these delicate vessels. He wants her to approach him with happiness, he should approach her with happiness. Because the opposite doesn't. You're the leader. Right!
The bottom line is the modern engineering of marriage doesn't work. 56% divorce rate, guys. We've been programmed to watch these Hollywood movies and read these novels and all this stuff we see on social media where everyone seems to have these psychic powers that I don't seem to have. The more you deal with it like a business, all the other things fall in place naturally. Bro, this is a woman you're going to spend the rest of your life with.
Number one, I don't do this enough, yeah? And my thinking is, I didn't grow up with my dad. I didn't have that.
Tell me if you can relate. So you go to pray salah while you're at work, but you're rushing because your boss has put a timer on your worship. People are saying things about Islam, maybe they're even talking in pro-Zionist terms, but you have to keep quiet to protect your job. If that sounds like something that you relate to, then don't worry. I'm not saying you're a bad person, it's just that you're in a bad system. Many of us find ourselves stuck in the rat race. We want to escape so we can be free, but at the same time, you need this work, otherwise you're going to be in a very bad place. So for that reason, I want to share with you an opportunity that I've come across from a brother who's helped so many people like yourselves break out of this rat race. The brother's name is Abu Lahya. He's got a very simple program. He helps people like yourself connect business owners to influencers, strike a deal and pocket the difference. Super simple, right? And guess what? Also super effective, Allahumma barik. But it's not easy. It requires a lot of hard work. His students have already made $3 million plus in combined income, mashallah, tabarakallah. And in the next year, they're projected to do $10 million. We've sent people from this very channel to go and join his mentorship, and their lives have completely changed. Most will make their first sale, inshallah ta'ala, within 90 days, and 96% of his students make money if they follow the roadmap that he lays out for them. These are real people. We're talking about fathers who are struggling to spend time with their children. We're talking about students who are struggling to get married. We're talking about slaves of Allah who wanted to worship Allah and didn't want to, worship a paycheck. We're talking about brothers that were one bill away from breaking. Now, the best part about this is that you don't actually have to leave your job. You can do this on the side until you make enough money, until that security is there with Allah's permission to actually make that change and become financially independent. Look, from this program, you're not going to become a millionaire, but what you are going to become, inshallah, is free. So in summary, if you're tired of rushing your salah because your boss doesn't like you taking long breaks, and you want to make good, healthy, decent, and consistent income, inshallah ta'ala, then you should definitely apply for Abu Lahya's mentorship at the link below, inshallah ta'ala. It's not easy to get into. They're super picky about who they let in. It requires hard work, but it works. It genuinely works. With that said, you can apply at the link below.
Alhamdulillah, assalamu alaikum. I was having a conversation recently with a brother, unmarried brother, and he mentioned quite a few things regarding marriage and his expectations of marriage, which were completely wrong, right? Regarding how he thought the dynamic between a husband and wife should be. So I thought let's do an episode for brothers who are unmarried, as well as brothers that are married and have misconceptions regarding the dynamics between husband and wife. The first thing I want to ask is, what should the tone and mindset and attitude of a husband be towards his wife? And likewise, a wife towards the husband. Let's start with the husband. Let's come to Wadah. Yeah?
Barakallah feek.
Fika barakallah. When a husband comes home, when he deals with his wife on a day-to-day basis, what should the default be when it comes to him, his tone, his personality with his wife?
The main important thing is empathy. He should be, empathetic to what her day should, would have been like. Because it's easy for us as husbands, I think, to come home and potentially, because this is what I look for. I've had a long day. I want to come home to serenity, to the gardens of peace. But it's not always the case. And I don't, sometimes as a husband, you don't fully, realize what your wife has gone through. So that tone needs to be, and you set that tone as the husband. So if you come in with a negative tone, then it sets the tone for the rest of the night, and then potentially it keeps going basically. So as the husband, I feel like you have to leave everything at the door, set that positive tone, and يعني بإذن الله it will continue this way.
How? What's a practical?
Can I push back on that, right? And
Sure.
I don't mean to push. I actually want you guys to evaluate me right now, because I could be wrong. This is a live situation happened yesterday with me and my family. Yeah. So like when I left the house in the morning, things was great, happy, nice, smiles, roses. Do you know what I'm saying? Everything was nice. Yeah. So me and Bakr have now gone to play a game paddle with Faisal Chowdhury and Omar Chowdhury. Right? They are our paddle ops.
No.
Huddle ups.
Yeah. And it wasn't a good game to me. Abu Bakr held it down. Like, me, bro, this is the worst I've played, like, in a very long time. I was.
It wasn't locked in.
I wasn't locked in. I came home and I was upset. So my wife, because she had left me with like happiness and joy, right, was kind of thrown off by my attitude. But I wasn't being off with her. I was just like, she could just tell I was being, just grumpy and I just needed a moment to get over it. I kept playing some of those shots. Right in my head, right? There was something.
And it was breaking.
Imagine bro. I'm telling you, break up. I told you need to stop. Destroy marriages and that, bro.
Okay, so you portrayed that energy.
Yeah, and then after I just like had my omelette and my watermelon juice, I'm like, I'm back, and I'm like, sound like a babe.
But by then it's too late.
And then she was just a bit like, she was like a bit upset, and it's like, the way you approach, because in my mind I was like, 1 second, don't I have a right to just come home and take a second to just reset? But what you're saying is interesting, because you're saying,
he's saying reset before you step in.
I understand that,
Reset in the lift.
but I needed the omelette to reset.
See,
Go pack the bar.
can I?
I need the omelette
I'm
and
gonna
the
be.
watermelon
Get the
juice.
omelette from us.
I'm gonna be the weirdo here. I would like to say personally, and there's a lot of kind of nuance in this as well.
So
I wouldn't agree necessarily with either of you.
Okay.
First of all, with yourself, Akhi, because when you say, this mentality of, how was my wife's day? There's a massive underpinning principle to this,
Which
is, for example, if her day goes bad, the kids have been too much. And bro, I've had those days where I've had to deal with the kids all day long.
of course.
From morning till night. And bro, it was chilling. If I could do that, wallahi, every single day, I'd be chilling. I would love nothing, bro, to get
empathy out the window, brother.
Listen,
because I tell
you know
you why.
what? I know exactly what you're
Do you
saying.
see what I mean?
But let me push back on that.
No, but so,
All right, go on.
Let
go
him
on.
know.
so what I mean by that, okay. And let's say it is very difficult, because a man and a woman, and there's actually a science behind it, and I'll explain to you the science in a second. There's a very specific neuroscience why men find it easier to do
Cancel
this.
today, brother. Go on.
Yeah, why men find it specifically easier, yeah? In fact, I'll break that down first. So, Dr. Anamiki speaks about this, yeah? And she's actually a female, so for any of the people that think I'm misogynist, there's a female Oxford researcher, non-Muslim as well, okay? Just to add a little more objectivity in there. So she came up with this research. She looked at these...
She's pro-polygyny.
Yeah, and she's pro-polygyny, yeah. So what she did, she took these families into MRI scanners, and we looked at parts of the brain that light up when they were shown pictures of their kids. And we were trying to look at what parts of the brain specifically are geared towards childbringing in the males and the females, mums and dads. Mums specifically, the ancient part of the brain, areas of feeding and kind of risk awareness and kind of nurturing. And then dads were more close to the hypothalamus, more socializing, risk taking, prefrontal cortex, physicality. Specifically, and they crossed over a little bit as well. So dads had a little bit of ancient light up as well, and mums had a little bit of prefrontal cortex light up as well. But overwhelmingly, they was quite different. Oddly enough, what they then did was they looked at homosexual couples, gay couples, men specifically, first of all. In the men, what they found was, because the female element was missing, the men were able to compensate and light up brightly in all the areas. Not only did they light up brightly, but they created a new neural pathway between the areas, allowing them to work in conjunction.
Subhanallah.
Effectively. When they looked at the women, they didn't have the same thing. The women couldn't do that. Yeah? So men inherently, from a neuroscience perspective, we are able to do this.
We don't need no one.
Yeah, technically. And bro, not just that. The social element explains this as well. When we look at things like, for example, the judicial system and people in prison, so many overwhelming numbers, single mother households, not single father households.
So-
When we look at educational results, specifically performance in the classroom related to behavior, the father plays a much greater role.
So going back to the example, what's the
Going
point
back
you're
to the example,
making?
my point I was making was, yes, sometimes for men, we look at it from the perspective of, one, it's easier for us, so it must be harder for them. That's number one. The task is harder for them, so we need to show them more empathy. Okay, let's say it is, but what are the consequences? If I struggle at work and have a hard day and don't fulfill my objectives, the bills don't get paid, we end up on the street. If you don't fulfill your rights at home, look after the kids, cook the food, what's the worst that's going to happen? Kids going to be a bit messy, they're going to get to bed a bit later, the house is going to be untidy. Ultimately, the consequences on my end are a lot greater.
So,
Not
I would
necessarily.
say-
like, the consequences long term.
Long term, yeah. So you don't make a habit. Yeah. But then
also the
you don't
standard for men
you
is
don't-
higher.
Yeah, the standard, yeah, absolutely. The expectation.
We can't take a day off.
We can't take a day off. The expectations are much higher for men. Societally, biologically, financially, every aspect you look at, it's there. And if a woman didn't fulfill did all those things, most men will be quite understanding. They'll be like, yeah, baby, it's been a long day, I get it. Like we were trying, that's what we're arguing.
But what's that got to do with empathy?
If it happened the other way around, we wouldn't get the same empathy.
Because
So-
we don't need the same empathy.
This is my point. So when we're coming home,
Yeah.
when we say we don't need, why do you think we don't need the same empathy? Why do you
Because
think
we
that?
can just deal with it.
When you should you have to
We
deal
just
with it?
box
What's
it
the-
up, move it to
then
the side.
No,
in
that's
that
not true.
case-
There's an
yeah,
ayah in
exactly.
the Quran that mentions clearly that the reason why we are married, لِتَسْكُنَ إِلَيْهَا, so you find peace
Yes.
in her. Okay, listen. I'm not a person that brings you investment opportunities very often. And if I do, I can guarantee you and promise you one thing. It's been looked over and scrutinized at least 3 times over. So there is a brother called Sam Amin. You might have seen him on my podcast. And he, Alam Barik, is helping Muslims become rich through real estate. Now, this is not for people that are trying to go from 0 to 1. We're talking about guys that have savings, people that have at least $100,000 liquid capital ready to be deployed. He has an opportunity for you. It's a project right here in Dubai, 100% riba free, inshallah, 50% returns within 2 years. And there are only a very few bit of allocations left. The land has been purchased, the architectural work has already been done, and very soon they're going to be selling off-plan, inshallah ta'ala. And once the off-plan sales start, the door closes. Just so you know how much of a golden opportunity this is, you are currently able to get in at the land where it's 1,000 dirham per square foot, inshallah ta'ala. They're going to be selling this at 1,700 plus dirham per square foot. Do you understand how big that margin is? With Allah's permission, is tawfiq. This type of opportunity, it's not just rare, it may never even ever come round again at this stage. So it would be not smart to miss this opportunity, especially when it's halal. There's no riba involved, inshallah ta'ala. So this is genuinely and truly the final call. And once the door closes, please don't message me and those, I'm talking to those that actually know me personally, sending me messages on WhatsApp saying, please get me in. Once it's done, it's done. So again, if you have $100,000 minimum liquid cash ready to deploy within the next 30 days, only in that situation, should you apply at the link below, and you can speak to one of Sam's team members directly on the phone, do all the due diligence, ask all the questions, they'll put you in touch with his investors, inshallah ta'ala, from the past. You can see it's all legit, and then hopefully you can do the deal. With that said, may Allah bless you. Apply at the link below.
Of course.
In her.
In other ways.
So
it doesn't have to be me venting about
As in,
what happened at
I'm
work.
not saying vent, but when you come home. By the way, I have to just say, I do completely disagree with you. And
No, yeah, 'cause
in the sense we're taking care of kids,
Yeah.
bro. You leave me with my kid for a day, I'm ta'ban.
Oh no, I agree with you on that.
Yeah. I don't
For
know.
me, it's easy.
Man
No,
said
I
I'm
agree with
chilling.
him. Yeah, I agree with
Yeah,
him.
it's
fine though.
The hardest thing.
No,
It's one of the hardest things in the world.
I could be with
fair
children
enough.
all day, every day.
Huh?
Yeah.
I could be children all
You
day,
can.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree with him. I disagree with you
Yeah,
completely on that. No, I could do it all day, every day.
There's a reason
Easy.
behind it.
Really?
100%. Easy.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I just said. I said I
Light
agree with
work,
him
bro.
to the nth. Damn.
Light work.
Bro, if I
No,
could
but
do
I'm
that
talking
and
about.
My brother, let me just say, sorry to cut you, yeah? Literally,
I'm
just
talking about when you have to feed them.
Listen,
and
let me
this.
tell you.
change nappy, all of that. I could do
listen,
all of that.
just
Easy.
on.
9
That's
days, 9 days, yeah? This is 2 weeks ago. 9 days,
I want to change nappies.
me, my 3 children, yeah? We were alone. for 9 days.
Subhanallah. Yeah,
Yeah.
lucky man.
Literally
bro.
just 2 weeks
How
ago.
old is the youngest? Allah barik.
3 years old.
But you get the help of the other two, right?
Not necessarily. No, it's not about the help. It's about, you know what? Like, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the tone you set. So you see with a woman, yeah, naturally, what we see as men, that they complicate things that could be simple. As an example, yeah.
Right.
As an example, when it comes to nutrition,
You're right.
I'm on point when it comes to nutrition, yeah.
Simple.
The difference is me and my wife are the same. We're on the same wavelength.
You're
The
right.
problem is the execution.
Yes.
I'll give an example where I see this, yeah?
Full.
Like when
Can you finish your
No,
example?
I'll tell you just quickly
Just finish your
the
example.
execution, yeah?
Nutrition.
So the execution on nutrition, yeah? Let's say, for example, we're having 3 solid meals, whatever, that's fine. Within those meals, my wife doesn't even give the opportunity for them to be hungry for the next one.
Yeah.
There's fruits in the middle, there's vegetables.
I love this.
By the time the meal comes, they'll be, oh, I don't feel like it. Then she's then more stressed because for her, it's about the nurturing.
Yeah.
I want to nurture them, but it's the execution
I
where
let
we
my
differ.
star, bro.
do you know why this is so deep? Because I clock this all the time. My wife's stressed about the yard. She wants to clean it, right? And it's just taking her so long to do certain parts. I'll come and just within 5 minutes, please.
It's done.
Yeah.
It's done.
But listen, going
right.
back to the original point though, going back to the original point where you said you disagree.
No, I completely agree with him on the empathy thing. I don't disagree. I think there's evidence from Quran Sunnah about empathy because the Prophet would come home. What's the first thing he would do?
He would ask them how they are.
He'd brush his teeth. He would clean his teeth, right? Looking out he's looking out for his wife, how she's going to receive him, right? But literally the first thing he would do he would come
Prepare
and
himself.
Yeah, yeah.
for
would
his
come
wife.
and
the
change
interaction, yeah.
the fragrance in his mouth because he's going to interact with
Yeah,
them,
but
right?
I- would you not say that's
One second. Not just that. The Prophet said, "Rifqan bil qawarir." Rifqan bil qawarir. The Prophet said, be gentle with these delicate vessels, right? 100% agree that the empathy thing.
Yeah,
But
those
the
are
thing-
general.
The thing that I was stressed, I was like, wait. So every time I come home, I have to.
Reset.
Yeah.
And
see,
if I do, I'll do
that-
it.
No.
But I'm just.
Yeah, no,
but
but
you-
I did, maybe I
asl-
worded it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way I was saying it is, you see, like your example was a good example
Yeah.
because all it was is you're talking English, she's talking Mandarin.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was it.
Yeah, you both want the same thing in that example, and many examples. Always, it's
Yeah.
all about language,
Shut up, communication,
and
yeah.
happens to me. Like that's where my problems are. It's just I expect her to act as if what I was thinking. Like, why couldn't she just give me 5 minutes?
Yeah.
And I'm expecting her to
gotta
do something because I'm a man.
And also, you know the
Wait, so
trigger thing.
what should I have done? What would you do in that situation?
What's that?
In that, let's say, paddle, you got smoked by the child breeze.
Remove your expectation from her.
No.
I didn't have expectations
Yes.
from her.
No. In that instance, in that
marriage-
instance,
No, 1
Look,
second.
what is
It
marriage?
was her that had expectation of me. I didn't even have expectation. I just wanted to come home.
no. But you said one thing. You said, "Why couldn't she just give me that extra 5?" She's a woman.
No,
That's
look,
why.
No, that- this-
I
this-
feel
this-
different.
this
So
is
what
the
should
core
what
issue.
what should I do in that situation?
reset before you get into the house.
No.
I need the omelette reset.
Why did you need that? Okay, cool. So your trigger is the omelet, right? So
I was hungry.
No, look.
I got smoked.
No, one
bro.
second,
That was my trigger, bro.
one second. So I've got a. So
These two brothers.
you know how we
smoked me.
discussed about deep, we did the episode on deep work, which probably might not come out by the time this comes out. If it does, then whatever, you'd have seen it. You mentioned that you put on white noise and that gets you into the mode for deep work.
Yeah.
So I have something to do with my lift. You know how you said about leave the energy in the lift. So my thing is, but it only works if I'm alone in the lift. I just saw, shadow boxing while I'm in the lift, and I'm just like, and I actually think to myself, you know what? I'm just getting out all the energy, right?
Oh my gosh.
So no, so
It's like a
literally,
ritual.
it's like a ritual.
What if you're tired? You're bad.
Yes. So, and there's time I don't do it. I come home and the thing is, your wife has to understand as well. You're not perfect. You're
Yeah,
not,
she understands.
But I agree with him. The asl should be leave your baggage outside the door before you come in. Yes, there are days when you're going to be off. Bro, there's days when you don't turn up for work. You can't take a day off. But there are days where you don't. You're ill, you physically can't do it, you mentally can't do it, for whatever reason. Let's just say.
As a man, I'll do it.
Yeah. But, you'd like to think that you do it every day, but there are days where you don't. That's the bottom line. It's a reality. There are times when you haven't, and there are times when you do. But you do more than you don't. So the same way with this, come home, and by the way, I'm not saying, I know it sounds like I'm saying that I'm walking the walk. I had this sign I struggle with. Empathy for me
same
has
here.
always been something that I struggle
Same
with, right?
here,
That's
same
why
here.
the ritual thing for me really helps. The lifting, but it's annoying when
I'll try that.
there's a family that lift with you.
My mum will still do it. Mum will still
So you don't want to be sick.
Oh, accidentally before you, so he's book step like lift, everyone's laid down, knocked out.
Dubai police waiting for you with the lift open.
No, but look, I will. Look, practically things are always hard, right? Because you've got to apply. But conceptually, like what I understand from the Quran and Sunnah is that the man when he goes home, لِتَسْكُنَ إِلَيْهَا, He's there to find peace with his wife.
Yeah.
She's there to do the things that are going to give him peace. He's just been out all day, grinding, working hard. She needs to now nourish him and nurture him. At the same time,
And you taking that
at
one step.
the same time, let me down, please.
Go on.
At the same time, the man has to consider his wife, right? Rifqan bil qawarid. You know, even the hadith, even like, you know, some of the beauty of the Quran, I think even the Sunnah of the Prophet is even the words, they sound the way that the meaning is. Rifqan bil qawarid. Be
Delicate.
gentle with the delicate vessels, right? She's a broken rib, bent rib, sorry, don't break her, right? Go clean your mouth. Don't be a stinky rat when you come home. Well, like, bro, it's just, I think both should make the effort,
100%.
and it's just what happens when
No, but,
there's a day when they're both stressed.
So this,
yeah, look, so that comes up,
That's
but those are rare. Those are exceptions, right? Well, at least they should be in a healthy marriage. But I disagree with your understanding of the whole sakina thing, because my point that I'm making is, in order for you to achieve the sakina, if you want the sakina to come, you have to leave that baggage outside the door, because it's like putting diesel in a petrol car. The car's not going to drive, bro.
You know what?
So the outcome is sakina. You're right. That's what they were made for. But in order for you to reach that level, you need to take some actions, bro. Part of the action is leave it. And I'm not, again, bro, my wife's watching this thinking, raw, so he knows. Yeah. He knows about this stuff, yeah?
bro.
Yeah,
Man
Joe-
knows about this stuff.
Joe-
But it's hard. But you know what it is? When you're in that moment, it's hard. Right now, it's so easy to talk about all this theory. We've read it in the books. I heard it from your mouth. I heard it from your mouth. And I'm saying it myself.
So I give you evidence.
Go on.
You're right.
But it's hard in the moment to do.
I'll give you evidence. I just remembered. I remember something.
Go on.
Allah Azza wa Jal, when he talks about the rights, he says, وَلَهُنَّ مِثْلُ الَّذِي عَلَيْهِنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوف. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that due to them is similar to that which is
Due to you from them.
due to you from them.
But due to them comes first.
But Allah mentioned due to them, as in give to them.
Yeah.
What you have to give to them is similar to what they have to give to you.
Exactly.
I remember Sheikh Muhammad Hisham Tahiri mentioned that in this is a secret, is a secret, like kind of indication that a man, if he wants to get his rights from his wife, he should first,
Bring.
as in he wants her to approach him with happiness, he should approach her with happiness. Because the opposite doesn't.
You're the leader.
Right.
You're the leader.
Sorry, mate.
Set in
So
the
one
tone.
second. So Sheikh, let's come back to you.
It's Paddle's mashing me up.
Yeah, it's paddle. That's
Sorry,
No.
babe.
We need to start winning that.
I'm sorry, babe.
You can't be losing like that. That's the problem.
I'm sorry.
So I think one of the issues, and I think one of the issues that we've got in modern day understanding of marriage, and again, it is very much this modern understanding of marriage, we need to really get away from, because the bottom line is the modern engineering of marriage doesn't work. The 56% divorce rate, guys. We're talking about marriage as if it's a winning success story.
Sir.
Modern marriage and all these theories and things that we're throwing out here, it isn't working. That's why it's a failing engineering. It's a failing concept
As in
right
you're
now.
saying this is part of modern marriage.
Yeah, but all these certain things that no, not
And I
empathy
believe
specifically.
marriages are failing because of a lack of this.
No, because it's empathy thing, not empathy specifically. Like for example, we said, okay, first of all, let's look at what is a marriage. It's quite literally a contract.
Yes.
Quite
If
literally
you
a
strip
contract.
away all the things
Yeah,
in terms of
you
Shara'an,
have to, because you have to always go back to the foundation first and then build from there.
Yeah, true.
This is something where we're trying to teach people about marriage, and I say this to a lot of young couples I'm speaking to.
Okay.
Do you even understand what it means to be married? Do you understand it's a contract, guys? I loved him and he loved me. And bro, this is someone you're committed to for the rest of your life.
paying a mahar
Yeah.
for access to
How
intimacy.
often do you
if
go
strip it
into
down.
a business deal that you're going to be sat in for the rest of your life, the most important business deal of your life, and you're not looking over the basic essentials of that contract before adding all the decor on top? I'm not sat there going, oh, but Imran, I love you so much. You're an amazing guy. And, Paddle's amazing with you. But I'm talking business with you first. What are the numbers? What are the ins and outs of this business? And all? Then we can talk about all the niceties, because this is going to be for life.
Agreed.
So when we talk about marriage, the first thing we look at is a contract.
Okay.
So when we say there's no expectations, there is absolutely expectations.
100%.
And they need to be communicated very clearly.
100%.
I'll give you an example. I've said it very clearly to the missus. Look, when I get to that door, I expect you to be there. Hug and a kiss if I'm happy. If I'm not happy, whether you're happy or not happy. We can go inside, and this is what we do. We have a very specific system that I use. And I actually learned this from a doctor. Very specific system. If you're having a bad day, I get that. I might be having a good day. We actually give it numerical value because it helps you understand things. So babe, you're 30%. I'm at 50%. This there's a 20% deficit. We need to find that from somewhere because the kids ain't baths yet. They've got 3 clubs to get to, and I got to get ready for work tomorrow, and the kids are going to get ready for their wherever tomorrow, madrasa, sabak competition. Yeah? Or, babe, I've got 90% left because I had a great day at work. You look tired. You will got 10%, no worries. I'll take up the slack. Once you've communicated that clearly, and it's a clear communication that everyone misses, we're expecting women to read our mind, and we're gonna read their minds. Yeah, you
communication.
Came home. Yeah, perfect example. You've come home. You're angry from paddle. What was stopping you saying, "Listen, babe, I had a bad time. I know you're hungry.
Pride.
Stay hungry." But it might be a pride. But why be proud with your wife?
No, it's not pride.
I know what it
I
is.
just
It's
don't
not pride.
I just don't want to talk about my house.
It's not pride. You know what it is? This happens to me
is
often.
that- is that-
No, this happens to me often. Yeah, it's the insignificance that you believe, but that's you believe.
Yeah, I believe it's insignificant.
Because you know what? I realized
deal
that
with it.
with my wife,
I lost.
she'll come to me with the most
Insignificant.
smallest, tedious. This happened. Like in the back of my mind, this has no bearing on
Life.
Yeah, like
My life, your
I
life.
shouldn't
kids'
even
life,
know
yeah.
about this. Yeah,
Yeah.
but her telling me that it's significant because that now I can basically take it both ways. I can be like, oh, you know what? Maybe we should do the same thing, or maybe this whatever. Yeah, carry it on. Same thing.
Like the Prophet
It's
said,
so
the-
tedious
No,
for
no,
you,
no, sorry.
and I'm guilty of this. I think to me in my marriage, I'll say the biggest flaw in me is a lack of communication. And subhanallah, even to me now it sounds alien for me to think about a day when I would sit with my wife and say, okay, when I come home, you're gonna do this, and when I'm at 80%, when like actually communicating that sounds foreign to me. I'm the type of person, even though what I've said, I expect communication telepathically. Like
And
subhanallah.
most of us, because this is the modern day understanding of marriage. Like we've been programmed to watch these Hollywood movies and read these novels and all this stuff we see on social media, where everyone seems to have these psychic powers that I don't seem to have. It's like, some reason she's heard some song on a Bollywood movie somewhere, and she thinks I'm playing that in my mind, that she's playing it in her mind, and we should really be on the same synchronicity. But that is not the case. It's quite literally a contract. And I say, the more you deal with it like a business, all the other things fall in place naturally. Bro, this is a woman you're going to spend the rest of your life with. When you're cuddling, when you're hugging, when you're tactile with each other, there's going to be times that all these things will crop up. But if the basics aren't right, if they're not there, then all of these issues
I agree with you. The basics have to be there. The communication has to be there. All these have to be discussed beforehand. With that said, though, then all of this comes into play, which is leave the baggage at the door, come into the house, and do it. And again, you might have an off day. It might come in with you. She should be empathetic of that. She should also have an understanding of that. But do you still feel like you fundamentally disagree with the point, or was your thing just have the framing beforehand and then do that?
The thing is, when you say baggage, when it's because that is the whole point.
Your negative energy, anything.
It's almost there's a falsification in that, because what you don't want to come into it, and you don't want to, because women are going to learn off this behavior as well. It becomes a learned behavior. Every time he's coming home, he's having a great day. Yeah, she doesn't know what's happening with you at work. She doesn't know how. I make it very clear to my missus, listen, life is hard out there, love. Yeah,
but isn't that
I'll make it very clear.
Is your role not to? Protection is a multiple types, right? There's protection it's physically protection. If someone tries to harm her, you knock him out. Then there's also an element of like being a shield from.
But 1 second, but then how do you explain the Prophet coming to
Sallallahu
Khadija
alaihi wasallam.
radiallahu anha, feeling comfortable enough to say to her,
Exactly.
I paid for my life.
No.
There's a
Not cover me.
Not,
cover me.
not in totality. There are situations,
Like he's also not talking about
Yeah,
don't
there-
tell
So let me ask you this question.
Let
me ask
it's
all of you
exceptions
this
though. That's an exception to the rule.
Let me
It's
ask
not
all
a
of
daily
you
thing.
this
The Prophet
question.
would
Would
come
you-
home.
Yeah, of course.
So, like for example,
But his thing is that if you don't create
if
situations,
someone very close to you dies in your family,
His point
and
is-
you come home to your wife and you're a bit emotional and you're upset and you're open with her and you show her that.
his point is she won't know if you haven't prepared her for it.
Yeah.
Sometimes engineers.
And let me ask you this question. When you say shield, you're right.
Yeah.
We need to shield her from the issues out there. But let me give you an example. Let me ask you this question.
Give her a chance to.
And I'm going to
say
ask all of
issues
you
as
this
Give her a
question.
chance
Yeah?
to pamper you, bro.
Does your missus at any point think that you cannot handle business? Your business?
No.
Does she doubt you in any way? Does she doubt you in it? Mine's no. That's send off. So she knows that you can handle it. But you coming home and saying, listen, it was a long day at work. It's not that you're not shielding her from
I've
it.
mentioned, but that's not an issue. I've mentioned that. But there's a difference between mentioning.
You're telling me you say there's.
Yeah,
a
I have. Yeah, the minute I come home, I say, how was work? I say, it was long.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that today, bro. This was a long day. I had a coffee, bro. I don't drink coffee. I had a double espresso, bro. Like it was long, bro. I started with
No,
paddle.
but the way you say it, huh?
I started with paddle. So I had a paddle game in the morning. Then I did recording. Then I did
Paddle seems to be a part of
Then
every
I did,
problem.
then now I did this
Rule
one.
of all evil, bro. It's paddle is, bro.
I'm saying, no, but
Paddle's getting.
alhamdulillah, I won. So I can't have energy today.
Alhamdulillah.
But either way,
It's getting toxic.
no, but either way,
Common denominator here.
no, but for me, so either way, my point is I come home and say, yeah, you know what, it was a long day, man. I had a lot of recording to do, this, that, whatnot. But I won't come with energy. where I'll try not to. There are days where I will, but there's days like something will happen. I'll be vexed, but I'll leave that in the lift. I'll leave that.
That's
with
okay.
the CCTV.
You know what
I'll
that
leave that with the
is?
watchman to watch in his spare time.
That's emotional stability. That's good. What you're saying there
That's what I feel like he said at the
so in
beginning.
that case, I agree without
Yeah.
doubt. You know,
No one's
Because
saying
emotional energy should be controlled. We shouldn't be showing rage because as men, we shouldn't really show any sort of emotional instability.
Not too high, not too
And
low.
yeah,
So-
whether it's
You know
at the
what?
time and there's a time and place for all.
Sir.
Even Prophet Sam had shown anger on occasion. Very controlled.
But even me, sometimes there's days I come home, my wife asks me, "How are you?" I say, "It's calm." I go straight to my room, close the door. I'm on my laptop.
No kiss, no.
I'm
no
just
love, bro. Like,
sometimes.
bro, I can't live with that. Man.
No, as in, no, you give
I'm a
salam and
cat
that.
guy,
No,
bro,
no.
me.
As you do the regular
That's
niceties.
your love language.
Yeah,
But my
that's
point
the
is,
love
from there, it's just straight into the room. Just to go, you know what? It's been a long day.
Yeah.
I just need to be in my room with my weights, with my laptop, with my
So can I-
whiteboard. Just
Can I get some advice from you guys? Because I feel like I clock what my issue is.
go on.
I'll do the whole ritual thing calm. I've had a couple times where I've had to like, stand outside the door and just be like, you know what?
just
Yeah, just
reset.
Channel it, yeah.
yeah, but act.
That's got that meme, you know, the smiling face where he's crying behind the mask.
But inside, I'm so tired. Like I just want to, and I think it's something to do with the fact that I'm an avoidant. Like even I think that's why I can't be with the kid for too long.
Avoidant attachment style.
Yeah, it's
So,
like,
there's another reason for
I-
that. There's a very specific reason for that.
Go on.
You have very low levels of estrogen because it explains both of it. Explains the avoidant side of things because generally people who are avoidant, they have low levels of estrogen, which means that you're
I'm not
not.
gay.
Isn't that
no,
a good
you're
thing?
not gay. No, you're not gay. It can be because.
So are you saying
what
my
happens is-
estrogen levels are high?
when you
You're around
have, when you
children all
have
day?
more emotional balance. So, for example,
Bro,
things
let's
like,
do a test right now. Bro.
Oh, you think yours?
No.
You
But
think your
estrogen is not a
estrogen
female
lower
hormone.
than mine?
I hope so.
Nah, brother.
Yeah,
estrogen is not the female hormone. Prolactin is the female hormone.
Okay.
If you had prolactin, you should be worried.
Okay,
Be
that's,
breastfeeding.
that's what makes you yeah, breast on that.
Yeah, estrogen. This is something that helps regulate your emotion. It's what tells you about your emotional sensitivity.
So I should have more estrogen.
no.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you should have a bit more because if you had more, these emotions wouldn't creep up on you.
Calm, mine's
Yeah.
enough.
So I should eat more beef.
Yeah, potentially.
Apparently, I heard they inject the. But
Nah,
then you wouldn't agree
what
with
kind
that,
of
would
beef
you?
you eat, man? That's like wrong.
I heard- I heard
Grass-fed
they-
with
grass-fed,
estrogen. That's what it
grass-fed.
says.
That's what I heard. I heard they do.
it
That.
also-
I heard if you eat a lot of beef, you get estrogen. Apparently, I don't know. Go on.
Also, it can affect for men, not for women, for men specifically, how much they bond with the children physically.
I bond with my daughter. Like,
Yeah,
love
but
her.
in terms of you said you cannot spend too much time with her.
as
alone,
in,
that-
I can't do that with anyone.
yeah, so that's part of that.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I can't do that with anyone, but I
you
can do it
need
with
a
my children,
certain
100%.
level of
Subhanallah,
estrogen.
yeah, the kids.
Yeah.
The kids is
needs a
different.
different-
Yeah.
No. As in, I can spend like a good few hours, get my healthy dose.
Nah.
Nah,
There's
I
no healthy
could-
dose, bro. There's
No,
no. there's no-
indefinite.
Like he said,
Indefinite,
9 days.
bro.
Could you do 9 days straight, just you and your daughter? You have to take her completely, beginning to
Everything,
morning
bro.
to evening.
No,
Like, bro, my
I can't
wife.
do that- I can't do that-
My wife has to fight.
can't do
to
that
do
with
that.
anyone.
bro.
I could do that.
I can't do that with any.
No, you could do that with me.
Huh?
You could do that with me.
There's a reason
And I
why.
could do it with you.
You don't get my space. I can do that with you. I can do it with Guled. You man don't get. Blues and greens don't get in my space. Reds and yellows, I cannot do with them. Any a
A
guy.
child is a rainbow when they're born, but they haven't discovered their color yet.
My point is.
like that, bro.
I need to be left alone.
But the situations where you won't be left alone.
Yeah, I
you can't be
understand
left
that, but
alone. You have to be
help
able
me,
to
help
do-
me.
Yeah.
help.
So that's a very. I've given it, and again, I've given a very simplistic explanation.
So how do I
you
fix
know,
it?
there's many ways. There's many ways. For you at this stage, I would say literal immersion into it, because I think you're at a barrier you're not willing to break. You yourself, you give yourself this.
Subhanallah.
This is my barrier.
He's right.
So
I was going to say the same
Yeah.
thing.
No, I've
if you
immersed.
don't,
You
if you
don't
don't immerse, if you
No, I
don't
promise you I've immersed.
like,
Not
No,
fully.
as in literally, for example, now say to your missus, listen, why
you've
don't you
immersed
go
up to
away
your knees.
with your sister for the
dive in.
weekend. Yeah, bam, that's immersed.
none of us know.
There's no leaving. Your daughter can't
And
go
I tell you
anywhere.
what. And I tell you
No, you
why.
don't understand.
Every one of us thinks.
What's the thing that you're unable? Because you said I cannot.
Because I got work. I got work to do.
But you'll find a way to work.
I'm sure you.
I-
in those 9
I've
days-
just seen Saad and he couldn't work.
Listen, in those 9 days,
literally saw
in
it,
those
yeah.
9 days, yeah. Can you imagine? I've got literally meetings with
Yeah,
I don't know if you
Dubai
can't.
police.
I really
Yeah,
didn't.
I've got like all these meetings I have. Yeah, during these 9 days, because this was an emergency.
But you've got the oldest alarm bandit that can take care of the younger one.
nah,
not-
bro.
But no, listen to this, because prior to these 9 days, don't forget, my kids were away for 3 months. Yeah, my youngest during that 3 months, he had some separation anxiety. When they got back, he was my shadow till today. Yeah,
Alarm bandit.
so during that 9 days, he didn't care about the siblings, which he usually would be fine with them.
He was just with you.
Literally, if I'm on a call, he has to be on my lap.
Nice.
He's on the call with me.
But Sheikh, you know,
My kids live in the clinic, bro.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
one second. You know, you guys saying this made me want to run away from this right now.
As in, run to your daughter.
No, just run away.
No,
Oh, he's going to be in Abu Dhabi in 2 hours. He's still running.
Okay.
I need help.
We're gonna find.
back to my mum.
There's something called an emotional catharsis. We're gonna try and find this in this session right now. Okay.
Go on.
So let me ask you a question.
Go on.
We got a lot of different topics to cover. So you want to do a deep dive into this?
Just give me a minute.
This time
Give me a
it's
minute,
clinical.
That's
yeah.
what I'm
Just give me a
saying.
minute, okay?
Bro, trust me.
I'm not gonna-
Back in the days, it was therapy. For
No.
me. I mean,
I'm not gonna
these
cry.
are my issues
No,
today, guys. help
We
me.
may do. Okay.
I don't mind crying.
We're getting back to the.
Do you believe you're the same person you were last week?
No.
The week before?
No.
The week before?
No.
So my point in asking this question is that none of us truly know ourselves
Sorry.
because we
Yeah.
are constantly in a state of development.
I accept that.
Yeah. So one thing that I want you to accept now is that you do not know what your upper limit is when you are around or you are spending too much time with certain types of people that you believe yourself
I
that you can't
concede
spend
to that.
time with. There is a very, very high chance, especially because I know how adaptive you are,
Yep.
to different situations. You're an introverted extrovert, you're an ambivert,
Yeah.
which means you're very adaptive.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you do not know what your
comedian,
upper
bro.
limit is when it comes to how much time you can actually spend. And I would say with one person for now, your daughter.
Sure.
I truly believe that if you engaged and you said to yourself, you know what, I can spend an unlimited amount of time with my daughter, looking after her, doing everything that she needs, and my wife can be away, I think there wouldn't be.
I can do it from the angle of resilience, but can I do it from the
No,
angle
no.
of
But what? Let me ask
Who
another
said you
question.
can't?
though.
Who said you can't? The
What?
only person saying
sure
it,
I can.
What
Inshallah,
aspect
with
of
the
it?
last permission I can.
What aspect of it do you believe you can't do? Because there's certain things where I assume what nappies is one of them.
Even that I will do if I have to.
Food.
Oh,
You can order.
deliver.
So I'm saying, so what specifically is it that you
Starve.
believe that
I
you
need-
Forget,
cannot
bro.
do?
Kids never starve.
Okay,
They
so-
eventually tell you.
Okay.
You need your own time.
So yeah,
So does she sleep?
but then that's my sleep time as well.
Not necessarily. No. She might have a nap during the day. She might have a certain. She might wake up later than you.
don't
Go to
I
sleep
need
earlier
more-
than you.
Okay, so
Children sleep way more than adults.
So people deplete me of energy,
Okay.
right? And I don't get energy from humans.
Okay. So eat a chocolate bar while are you doing this? Get your energy, bro.
No, I don't mean physical
Emotional
energy.
energy.
I mean, like mental energy.
But as a man, there's a level of mental energy that's reserved. That's always there.
Yeah, I'm saying I could be on resilient mode. No problem. I told
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
But
So-
I'm talking about.
Where do you get your energy from then?
I really get my energy. Okay, so what alhamdulillah I've started going back to. I really get a lot of energy from the Quran. Really, actually get a lot of energy from the Quran. I don't mean like in a spiritual sense. Like, I mean like a
We actually physically reading the Quran, you get the energy.
yeah.
Okay. So Quran,
and just reading books
books. Okay.
in general. I get energy from reading books.
Okay.
I also do get energy from playing with my daughter
Okay.
and having fun with family.
Yeah.
and Mrs. But the thing is,
Children specifically.
yeah. But then I need to stop.
Okay. So you've got these three. So let's just walk in these three. Yeah.
Judging me,
You know
You know what I
my son
realize is
Muhammad.
that you're
broken.
limiting yourself.
Yeah, my son
That's
Muhammad.
what I can see.
My son Muhammad, you could probably spend the best part of 3 days with him and have a great time because that kid, all he wants to do is become Hafiz. So he's constantly reading the Quran.
Yeah.
He likes playing every now and then, and he's actually writing his own book right now because he loves reading so much.
Allah better.
So you could probably read with him, pray Quran with him, and play with him, gain energy from that situation. Yeah, making it productive, not just resilient.
I just want to be
Actually
alone and think though.
But you can do that though. There's hours in the day you would have to do that.
I just want to be alone and do this.
Within those 9 days, it's not going to be constantly awake the whole time entertaining the kid. There's times when they'll be eating themselves, they'll be sitting in the corner, they'll be playing themselves. You can do your own
Do
thing.
you know what I think it comes from?
Go on.
Yeah. So
This episode went left, but calm. We'll run with it, bro.
I'm gonna
The
sound.
rest of this will be another episode another
No,
day.
we'll stop on this point.
Go on.
Maybe this. We don't have to carry on going into it.
I think
Let
it's
me
the
just
private session needs
Yeah,
to.
you can do some therapy after. But where I think it comes from, and this, I don't mean to sound like self-conceited here, but just as a matter of fact, I'm a very loved person.
You're a
Love.
very
Loved
person.
I'm loved,
By?
Alhamdulillah.
Just generally.
just generally. I'm also very hated. But
Like, that came later.
Yeah, but people in my life, when people
Yeah.
get to know me,
May Allah love you as much as the people love you.
I hope so. But yeah, I mean, may Allah love me more. I mean,
Sorry, you're right. Yeah, sorry.
yeah.
May Allah love you more than the people love you.
but people generally really love me,
So,
right?
Absolutely.
And
And that's one of the signs that Allah loves a person, by the way.
I hope so. But then there's a lot of people that hate me as well. But I mean, people in my life, right?
Yeah.
As in parents, aunties, friends, EAs.
SubhanAllah.
Oh,
Wow, that was,
mashallah.
that was nice.
That did something to me, like
That was man,
related to that.
man interrupted the podcast.
Never interrupted
He's
his
never in his life interrupted the podcast. The
Give
man
him a
said,
raise.
He is.
Give him a raise right now.
He's a keeper.
Well, I'll be able to see that one touch for you. But with it comes to expectations, I found that people were always just getting upset.
I don't know about it.
So how does that relate to?
Just made me,
Because your love.
just made me want to say, stay away from me. Because like I said, it comes to expectations, right? Like for example, Abu Bakr, yeah, our best friends would constantly come to me and say, I think Abu Bakr hates me.
Just one time.
No, multiple.
Best friend.
Okay, best friends, one.
Best friend was once.
Yeah, but people who he brought in were like, I don't think the guy likes me, right? And it's like whatever.
It has happened for a while.
Yeah.
It has happened actually, no, I didn't.
Yeah, yeah.
Last couple months ago.
But I'm saying, but they don't hate Abu Bakr. With me, as a guy, I give him a job, I do this. But then, for example, if I have to separate from him, I've got good reason to kind of like let him go or whatever.
It's the way you go about things, isn't it?
Yeah,
There's
it's
an element
the
of that, though.
execution.
It's the execution
You're
of that's there. You're there the next day. It's,
Not next day, bro. We're talking about 3 years later after.
no, but you've been holding it in the whole time.
But I feel like, you know what, and I've seen this. I haven't known you guys for that long, but from what I've seen, you're right. Abu Bakr is
Hot and cold.
no, straight to the point.
Okay.
So if he's gonna execute, he's gonna execute it there and then, rip it off. You know how you take it, that's on you. He knows what he's feeling.
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
rude. It's not anything.
No,
It's just
but
this is me.
the issue wasn't even that. It was just the fact that I was just coming across cold.
But this is what I'm trying to say. Is that code, okay, that's how that person perceived it. Because it's all about perception.
So
In the end, what you intended to do is just do X, Y, Z. And I've seen this.
I was busy, so I couldn't give him time.
I see
was
this from
sitting
you
there.
even in our interactions. But I love that personally. So my perception is, I love this. Yeah. But equally, I love also is Ustad Imran's approach, which is, it's like a
Constant warmth and energy.
No, he allows more in. Yeah, and you take more in. And that could be part of the depletion. Because you're taking on a lot of emotions, yeah, by giving people more time, yeah, to be emotive, yeah, tell you my problems and like with Abu Bakr, I feel like it's kind of like it's not. I don't know what the word is exactly. It's not cold at all, but it's actually
distant.
No, it's. I don't. What's the word for like
Reserved?
to the point?
Reserved.
To the point,
Yeah,
but in
to
a
the point.
really positive way.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you ask me for
This is the
something or-
refined version of him.
Yeah.
Trust me,
Not
trust
bad.
me.
It's a
Trust
form
me.
of, it's a form of integrity that we don't see in many
Yes, that's the
I'll give you
word.
an example with me.
Integrity.
I've got
I've never heard that spin on it.
see,
bro.
I-
Sure.
Never heard that spin on the email.
Honestly.
Try the negative. This is
it's a for people because there's communicative integrity, like physical. I'm telling you the truth here, and there's emotional integrity. I have an uncanny ability to manipulate the energy in the room very quickly, you know, and it works in my favor as a
Well, I
therapist.
felt like someone was doing that.
You know, it worked in my favor in my previous jobs, and it's needed sometimes. You know, you need to have that kind of person in the room, but it can also give you unless you're a very directly honest person, which is what I am. I'm very direct. I'm very blunt with people. I have to do that though because I have an uncanny ability to be emotionally manipulative in a good sense, to kind of influence the play when in a good way. But then that gives people that, oh, is he being honest or not? That's why you have to, on the communicative side, you have to be very clear.
That's the thin line.
That's a thin line.
Yeah, but you know what it is like for me. I don't really like. For example, has there ever been a time I've ever messaged you except when I needed to ask you something or something to do with work? Did I ever message you to say, "Wadah, how are you today?"
No.
I don't do that. Even with my own family, bro, I don't do that. My own
Same
parents,
here.
I don't do
That's
that.
why I like it.
I'm very much not like that.
Because I'm
But
the
I
same.
feel bad because then it's like I'll give you an example. Something happened recently, and it really put this into perspective for me. Very recently, so there was a lot of questions that I had. So every time I'd message, Sheikh Asim Al-Qadiuti, so I'd message him. I had a question. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh, how are you? This question. Eventually, got to the point where I just skipped the how are you. Assalamu alaikum, just asking the question. And one time I sent him a long question. I had a question. I asked it, and he just responded with, "Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi. Kayfa halabu? How are you? How's your family? How?" And I felt so bad. I looked at my message. I literally said, "Assalamu alaikum." How that's what
Transactional,
yeah, it was literally transactional. Systems
But
are
we
put in
get
place.
on so.
But you know
Because
what?
of
That's
systems in
why.
place.
And especially, you guys, when you meet someone together, it's the perfect balance. Like yin and yang.
Now, there are times, bro, we're sat in the car. I've picked you up. You sat into my car. He's reading a book. I'm listening to a podcast. We'll drive 20 minutes in silence. You think he was in an Uber. You think I was an Uber driver. But I love it because I'm listening to my thing that I'm listening to. Whether it's current affairs, podcast, Audible, whatever. He's reading his book. He's doing his thing. And there's no hard feelings in it whatsoever. Like my thing is, when I see you, it's love. Like there'll be no issue whatsoever. But I might go months without speaking to you ever. It's not because I haven't thought of you. Or it's not because, you might even message me and I'm just so busy with other things. I completely forget to even respond.
Are you a go-to guy? So if someone needed something,
Yeah.
are you the guy that'd come?
Yeah, like my
at the
family,
middle of the
some
night,
people come to me. Yeah.
This is why. So, and this I see this a lot. This behavior, it's not just akin just to you. The reason you're the go-to guy is because what you do is you reserve your energy. You're the guy that can call 2 a.m. in the morning and you're going to come. I'm not going to see you all month.
Yeah,
Why? Because I'm not got time to be saying hello to you, how you doing, how you doing, brother, you okay? How's something all month? But when I need you, you're the guy that's there. Yeah?
And I'm not.
So
I'm actually not.
so what element do I need
Now
therapy
the
on?
boss is the guy.
Say again? Yeah, I'm the guy.
You're a
I'm
very
boss.
type-
Can you
You're a very
go?
particular type of person. If anything, it's a very valuable type of person. Yeah, you're the knight in shining armor.
But the
You're
issue is that they come to me and tell me to come at 2 a.m. I'm like, but you took my energy in the day already, bro.
Yeah, that's because
So do you want my blood
Yeah,
now?
yeah, and as long as you direct about it, it's fine. As long as you direct about it, it's fine. You know that what you are now. Now you can communicate this to people. Now you can say, "Listen, bro. You know, if I don't contact you or if I don't say hi, hello, don't worry about it."
We literally made a document within the company called "How to Use Me," and in there we have to report like, "This is who I am. This is what they expect of me." In there, literally
Love that.
right in there.
Brilliant.
That I'm not the guy to come to if you're upset or if you need some emotional support. Go to Imran.
That's brilliant, though.
I'm not the guy for that. He's the guy for that. But maybe that's why you feel so drained.
And then why? No, but why are you not the guy for that?
Because
Because I don't feel like you're some cold guy.
He is.
because I can be. You know, when it comes to work,
You can no.
when it comes to no, but like
Yeah, but this is a person though.
The only category that I've seen him not be off with on this earth
Children.
is off.
Allahumma barik.
Man's loins.
Kids are
Is
different.
it because it's your loins?
Huh?
It comes
You
from
know-
you, support you.
Bring it back.
But you're not even you're cold to yourself.
no, but it's not even cold.
Man jumps in
No,
the
wait,
that's the
no,
thing,
no,
it's
it
not-
is-
Man
no,
jumps
it
in
is,
a
it is,
cold
it is.
plunge and
coldness.
it's cold.
Like, I'll give you an example here. Like, there was a brother who was going through something in our company. Right? He came to me and I was having issues getting work from him. And I was speaking to him, like, what's the issue? And he said, no, it's all good, it's fine. So you sure? Like, tell me what's like. He didn't really mention us like 2-3 times. I said, can't believe it. And I told him, I said, there's a problem. I don't know what's going on with this guy. He's not doing the work. I thought it's something deeper. I don't feel like it's a work issue. It's a him issue. And when I spoke to him, like, within one conversation, the guys opened up, oh, bro,
What would you have done if he would have said to you? Because you said you asked him, what's the issue? Like, tell me, whatever. But if he said to you, okay, I'm going through this, I'm depressed, what would you have done then? Go to Imran.
I would have no. I think I would have. I would have tried to see if there's anything I could do personally to help him. But if not, then
You know what I feel like?
I probably would have reached out to him and said, this guy's going through something. Reach out to him.
I
and
feel like
give him a virtual hug.
Your way of doing things is because you would. That's how you would deal with it. You know, if we came to you now, say, listen, the work's not whatever. Even if you were going through some craziness that actually excused you, you'd be like, yeah, one of them pull you up by your bootstraps kind of guy. Like, let me just get on with it. It's nothing to do with Imran. I need to fix this. That's your energy. So then you expect that from everybody.
But
Whereas
I'm kind of
Imran
like that as well.
gives
I'm not as
people
much.
their-
I'm not as much as he is, but I'm kind of as in when it comes to my life.
Of course.
I also, but then I. Just,
But you have that little bit where it's like, oh, he could be going through. So like, even if maybe it's not what I'll do, but I can, you know. Do you understand? Whereas a work, I feel like it's like, nah, this work needs to get done.
yeah.
Don't care who's dying. Leave that at the door.
Military.
Shadow box in the
general.
lift or do what you need to do. But this is where I work now. Do you understand? Because that's what he would do. Yeah. And similarly, I'm the same, by the way.
You know what? You're right, because and this is something I've mentioned to you before, right? I feel like I have unrealistic expectations of people. Like when it comes to work, like, I expect you to do the best optimum day. No, but even like, sometimes I don't do it myself. Like I don't even hold myself to that
But that's
standard.
what you expect of
But
yourself.
I expect it of myself, even though I don't always
Same.
come
Same.
to grips with it. But at the same time, though, when someone's not performing, for me, it's like, brother, why not? We're paying you for 8 hours. You did 6.5.
You know my favorite phrase, yeah, for
Which
people
is-
I work with
Yeah.
is nobody has a monopoly on problems. Don't tell me
Nobody-
you broke your leg, because I can tell you I broke my this. Someone can say, oh, I lost my leg. I'll say I lost both my leg. Like, we can go at this for, play tennis with it. Yeah.
Now bring all of this energy and all of this.
Wait, let me land.
No, I'm just saying this is like, for me, why I'm the same in that way. There is empathy there, but at some point you need to realize, and we discuss this on the podcast, is like, you can't be a victim. Yeah. Like, even if, that could excuse it or whatever, at the end of the day, we're men. We know we can compartmentalize, we can deal with things. Let's look for solutions. We know what the problem is.
Another issue with me as well, specifically
Sorry,
on
he
this
was gonna make
issue.
a point, like,
I was gonna say, bring all of these values, these concepts, these emotions, these ways of how we do things, bring it all back, and now apply all this to the original subject, which is marriage, because all of this specifically and generally applies
too
to
late now,
marriage. It absolutely does. Because going back to this whole concept that it's a contract, that, you know, the expectations of each other. You both have roles and responsibilities. One of you is a leader, one of you is a follower. Like, there was reading about something recently called autonomous collaboration. So there was a study done recently where they looked at satisfaction in couples in terms of when they look at leadership roles within the couples. So once you've accepted, one of you has to accept, and it has to be the woman essentially, because that is how the norm is, that you are now my leader. And it's very hard to do.
Sorry.
Bro, to sit your missus down and say to her, listen, you realize I'm the leader, yeah? Try that exercise, bro. Like, it's hard for them to swallow. But once they've accepted that, you then fall into something called autonomous collaboration. Now you both have a very clear understanding of your roles. Now you can work together. It's easier for you to work together. If you and your employee, which your wife isn't your employee, but I'm trying to give you kind of a scenario, are constantly trying to say that I'm the boss, or I'm the boss, nothing moves forward.
Yeah.
But suddenly, one of you are the leader, one of you, you're both in the same team. You're both in the same ship. But you've accepted that, you know, because you understand rights and responsibilities. You understand what's expected, expectations. You understand each other's weaknesses and each other's strengths. Yeah. And you've communicated that, whether it's in writing. Bro, you can do this in actual writing, you know? Like, my missus loves writing stuff on the fridge, bro. This is what I'm expecting. Blah, 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 blah. I read it, bro. I straight away know what I'm expecting. What, you know, what the goals and sets are. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I would just never see what's written in the fridge. Like, it will be there, but I'll just keep
you never
missing
see
it.
it. You know, you just next time read it, bro. It might surprise you a
I
little
just
bit.
keep
Man.
missing it.
You know?
Missing it how?
I just don't pay attention to things.
Oh,
Yeah, so stop and read. It might surprise you, bro. One day.
I try.
Like, what?
try harder.
I'll try it.
But do you see what I mean? So when we do this, suddenly you've now got the cocktail of the perfect marriage.
Let me ask you a question. If it was a, let's just say it was I had written a work update on the fridge and I left it on the fridge, you pay attention to it, right? I think it's coming down to priorities.
Interesting.
Yeah,
How
the
much
hierarchy.
do you prioritize this?
Yeah.
If it was a priority, you would. By the way, I'm not trying to stick it on you because
No, no.
I'm the number
Think about-
one
and that's
guilty when it
beautiful.
comes to this.
What you've done there is beautiful.
I don't
Because you've
Prioritize.
made that scenario.
I wouldn't.
You've made that scenario, and now you can apply that scenario at home.
You know what I was gonna say? Yeah, it's there's two things. It's either, and this applies to any relationship. Yeah, it's either, and I see this so often, especially in parenting. It's either you're setting them up for failure or success. But we're setting them up, whether it's kids, whether it's our wives, whether it's even employees, whatever. But in the home, it happens so often. You know, like
You're responsible for the culture.
exactly. And the culture in a home is crazy. Like, for example, if my eldest is super likes to do his own thing, independent, everything. He wants to make his own lunch, for example. Yeah, there's knives, there's heat, there's this, whatever. So I try to set him up for, like, for example, if there's sharp knife, whatever, let me just do that aspect or whatever. I'm not going to just sit in the living room, wait until he cuts himself, or burns himself, and then stick it on him as well. Why did you do this? And why did you drop it? And sometimes it's very easy to. You know, like he broke a glass the other day, milk everywhere. It's just, you could just so easily go in there and just be like, what are you doing?
Kills you that, bro.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Say that again?
It's so easy. It would have been so easy to just go in there and just go crazy. Yeah. Like, it makes sense. He did something wrong, you're disciplined, whatever. But you have to realize, like, at the end of the day, okay, that's a glass. Could have happened to me. Yeah, it's an accident. How did it happen? Whatever. He took responsibility, he cleaned, whatever. So khalas, it's done. But it's very easy for that day to just turn the other way. That could have
But
ended
that's
the
so
day.
hard to do in reality.
Yes.
It's easy to talk about now on the podcast.
But it's a muscle.
In that
it's a
moment.
muscle. It's a
Yeah,
muscle.
you
It's
can
a
train it.
muscle.
You're right.
You know,
You're
why
right,
as a father is very important, specifically as a father. There's a lot of studies about mothers. So much.
Not many about us.
Not many about fathers, bro. Fathers are critical, bro. Specifically, this is culture in the household. Again, it's a very interesting piece I read. Fathers scaffold, this is specific to the father. Mothers can't do this. Fathers scaffold the children's introduction into the real world.
What does scaffold mean?
Scaffolding, bro.
Build it up.
Oh,
So, for example,
scaffold.
that
I
first
think it's
handshake
scaffold.
when they see it with your friends.
Say again?
You scaffold your children's introduction into the real world, into the external world. The mother is all about the internal world. Nurturing in the house, eating, bathing.
COO.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Operations.
Yeah. The father is all about the external.
HR.
Those first business deals that you have, the first interactions you have with other people, the first time you drive a car, the first time you play outside, all of these things, the risks that you take outside. The father is all about scaffolding those interactions outdoors, introducing your child to the real world. That is the father's duty and job. And part of it is creating this culture at home. That's where it all starts, really. When you scaffold it at home and then you take it outside. Fathers are all about letting your kids take a risk. Mothers are all about, don't do that. I'm like, listen, let's get stuck in. We're going to wrestle today.
SubhanAllah.
Like, you know, we're building a den today and we don't know what's going to happen. Like, you know, you let your children take risks. You let them spread their wings a little bit within reason, you know, not crazy levels. But fathers can do that exceptionally well. Mothers can't because their protective nature takes over. The nurturing side takes over, you know. And we see this again. Fathers that do, we call it rough and tumble. It's specifically, you know, this is actually shown to create very strong bonds with kids, especially after the first 6 months. The reason being is because, look, for 9 months, the children are with their mother in the stomach. They've created that bond. Yeah? Quite literally in blood.
What's rough and tumble? What is it?
It's literally like, man, you just pick him up, slam him on the bed, pick him up, slam him on the beanbag.
Yeah.
So
No, not 6 months.
No. So what do you mean? Like,
he says 6 months.
No. He was saying
so
9 months. The child's in
the 9 months,
in the womb.
the child is in the womb. Now, what that child has done is created an oxytocin bond.
That's what I was thinking.
Man was thinking 6
Yeah,
months. Baby by the legs.
No, I don't.
Oh, man thought that's what I was saying. Yeah, I'll pick him up my 6 month baby,
but-
dash him on the bed, dash him on the beanbag.
with a 6 month baby, like literally. I'll tell you how. There's ways of doing it. You know, I saw my grandma when grandma taught me this, bro. And I was like, "You're crazy, grandma." She's like, "No, trust me, this is good." And I learned it. I was like, now I know from neuroscience this is good for you. So that babies create the bond.
Don't want anyone
I was going to say, this is like, comes with a big
Disclaimer.
A big disclaimer. Yeah, I'm not going to teach you any techniques, guys. Don't worry. But
Nah.
what I mean is,
RKO. 6 month
you know,
baby. Chokes.
No, do not. I listen. I'm not
mothers,
be responsible for you.
mothers and children typically release a lot of oxytocin when they're cuddling, when they have a lot of tactile feedback.
Wow.
You know,
But
they're
we do it
hugging
when we
the kids.
play and
But children, fathers specifically, are because of rough play and rough and tumble. You know, they seek it out. You know, it's one of the first things you want to do.
yeah.
You know, I kind of experienced it myself firsthand here when I kind of kindled my relationship with my nephew and niece here. I hadn't seen them for like 4 or 5 years. And they saw me, and the first thing we just started doing was boxing. Yeah, and we do this a lot now. And all I keep getting phone calls from my cousin saying, "Bro, you keep asking for you, but you need to come over." I'm like, "Bro, you just I was over yesterday, and you keep asking for you again, asking for you again."
Is that physical?
Because, yeah. Now because they look good, because no one else was rough play with them, and I take risks with them. I will literally slam them against the sofa. I will lift them up and chuck them in the air. You have to have a certain
My
level of
mother-in-law,
strength.
she starts panicking. She's like,
Yeah,
no,
start panicking. Yeah.
No, please.
You know.
I
So,
was just like,
but that quite literally is oxytocin. It's one of the only ways that you're going to bond that closely with your child.
But
and if you're not doing it, you're missing out.
Where do you draw the line? Because recently my son don't want to wrestle with me. I think I went a bit too mad on him. Recently he's like, no, because I don't want to fight with you. Would you?
You know, bro, with a child, it's all about giggling and laughing, and this is how they express their joy. So the second you can see it on their face, when you're chucking them too high, bro, and they're like, you can't get
I feel like with daughters it's different as well. With them, it's like,
well,
No,
even
my
daughters.
my daughter loves that.
Yeah, maybe not throwing her up, but things like Mariam, she loves being taken down. You know, like hip toss. I'll take her to the bed, hip toss, boom onto the bed, bro, and she's just giggling her head off. You know, and then things boxing she loves. She's really into gymnastics, so helping her doing cartwheels. There's so many things that you can do when it comes to rough and tumble play that it really creates a deep bond. But a lot of fathers don't do this. They don't engage enough in this. You know, and we miss out. We miss out for 9 months. You know, you want to create a bond with your kids. Do this.
The 9 months thing's a bit mad for me. I'll be honest with you.
Why?
but did you hear what he said?
What?
Wait, 1 second.
Oh, you mean we miss out?
There we
miss out on
go.
For 9 months.
He's been saying it from the beginning. Oh, they're about for 6
You're
months.
thinking
Yeah,
9 month old.
Yeah.
No.
So wait, you take back the 6 month thing?
Yes, what the 6 month thing I mean is, when do you start rough and tumble play?
Yeah.
Yeah, when
So how did you do it with a 6 month old?
Some man took the choke slam.
yeah.
to
With a 6 month old is pretty big, bro. I think take yourself back to when your kid was 6 months old. Yeah, 6 month old are pretty big kids. They're not like as helpless as they were. Yeah, so things start with, like, for example, tactile massage is one thing. So what I used to do was I would be pushing the knees into the stomach and then I'd flip them over. And they'd be giggling their head off.
Calm
You know,
like
and
that.
that is a form of, it's not a
Yeah.
bed. It's not unsafe to do.
Yeah.
But it is rough and tumble play, and they love it. They absolutely love it.
Yeah,
In the
okay.
bathtub, like these.
I thought you meant choke slams.
Nah, yeah, that's now, bro. The heavy talks on, bro, right now. Like,
I said the hip.
you know, we're
hip
talking like
slam
full on, like,
old.
my oldest.
Guys, basically, don't do that to the 6 months. Just
619.
No, just no. There's a
Rainbow
joke,
cereal.
man. There's a joke, man, that still doesn't understand. Because he
you
was
have to be
listening to this.
literal, yeah.
This was white noise, Tim. He was just listening to this white. Do not do that to 6 month your baby, please. Don't.
Yeah, khalas, 100%. Don't do that.
You know what's crazy though? Sorry to cut you, but
Yeah, of course.
when you said all of this, yeah, in my mind, number one, I don't do this enough, yeah? And my thinking is, subhanAllah, like, I'm just preempting, he's going to hit his head on the thing, yeah? On the table, or I'm preempting that thing. Because a lot of time it does happen. I said, listen, I told you guys, stop playing, whatever, yeah? But I
For me, it's
realized
the opposite.
something.
My wife says to me, "I told you." I'm like, "But it's gonna happen.
No,
It's gonna
but
happen."
no, but you know what's crazy?
Go on.
From what I'm hearing now is that I didn't grow up with my dad. I didn't have that. That there was no rough and tumble, nothing. Yeah. So I just basically got to a point where it's like, okay, I'm kind of like a grown boy. Then I was just doing it out wherever. Yeah. But there was no point where, as a child, there was none of that. Because my mum's busy trying to raise 6 children. Do you understand? There's no time. So now it's like that. What you just said there, just literally just clicked. So I'm thinking, why am I like? And I always sometimes think, oh yeah, maybe I should or whatever. But I'm thinking, yeah, they will learn that eventually. Yeah, and it's just when they go out or whatever, you know, like this is playing around. But it's so weird that you just mentioned all these things. I'm thinking, you know what, maybe this is why, because I've never had it when I was a kid.
You should get those foam gloves that you get, a big foam one. But honestly, there's no oxytocin. Like apart from honestly, I'd compare it to like, apart from like when you're having sex, apart from that, yeah, but that's high levels of oxytocin. When you are in the zone, bro, and you guys are just hitting and giggling and laughing, honestly, there's nothing like it. With your kids, when you're doing that,
especially how they're doing it, because obviously they're going full power. You're not, but they're going full steam.
Fun and the amount of endorphins and beta endorphins that you're releasing, bro. Honestly,
you feel
it's just so much fun. Like I'm literally like getting emotional because I'm missing my kids so much right now. I'm thinking, bro, if Mariam was here, like, probably allow this podcast, probably like, just, honestly, like,
coming soon though. You said, right? You're getting an apartment in 2 weeks.
They'll be here, inshallah. You know, you probably won't see me again. You know,
or they'll be with you sitting on the
exactly. You know, but kids, bro, they hard work. Kids are hard work. There's no doubt about it. They take a lot of time, a lot of energy. They're a manna from Allah, but they are one of the reasons and one of the easiest paths, if you get it right, to get into Jannah. You know, there's specific hadith about it, especially daughters as well.
Daughters, yeah.
You know, making it wajib on you, bro.
Daughters, yeah.
You know, like it's that alone should give us an understanding of how difficult it can be, but what the rewards are with it as well.
And you know? To bring it back to marriage, do you think, because I feel like a lot of issues begin with the cultural differences with our upbringing, because I feel like a lot of the issues in my marriage, let's say, now I'm 12 years in, but I would say for the first, more than 5 years, I was assuming things because of how I grew up, and she was assuming things because of how she grew up. We had a different culture at home.
Absolutely.
We're coming into, like 2 different companies, merging. It's not working.
2 different languages.
Yeah, because we didn't communicate. We didn't say, listen, this is what I was used to. This is this. We communicated.
Beautiful. Yeah, people need to know this. This is absolutely
so beautiful. I feel like this is where a lot of the issues happen, and we're still working through these things because we're still identifying things that we didn't know. Oh, like I didn't know this. You guys, this is how you dealt with things. Yeah, and maybe you know what this is pause for brothers or sisters to take maybe a bit more time to get to know families of your, wife to be or whatever.
Align your values. Align them. Yeah.
Because we, as you said, with the modern way of doing things, we just feel like, oh, it's me and you, we love each other. That's it.
Together.
Exactly. But then there's so many other things. That village that people talk about, whatever, is it there? Is it the right village? Is it where I want to, is it the culture that I'm trying to, because no matter what, even if I like it or not, my upbringing created me this way. Yeah, so that might not be fitting for this individual.
I'll share an example personally, so people can just drive the point home, right? So, my father-in-law, he does a lot of stuff in the house, but it's not because he's told to. Like, he basically did medicine when he was in Cairo, so he was living on his own. So he just got into the habit of, he finds it therapeutic, like after a long day of work, he'll take out he just finds it therapeutic. He will iron his own clothes. He'll do dishes. And it's not a situation where he doesn't wear the pants in a relationship. No, he absolutely does. But it's just it's a personal choice. Yeah. It's a personal choice, yeah? My dad, on the other hand, I've never seen my dad hold a Hoover. I've never in my life seen my dad at a sink. One time my dad said he was going to cook for us, and I absolutely believed that my mum cooked it. And then
here's one I made earlier.
he added a final touch.
Yeah, I absolutely believe. And then my mom was like, "No, he actually."
Oh my goodness!
He made spinach. Like he made spinach.
Sag.
So he was good, but he wasn't even willing to even
Oh,
express
I
it.
later
bro.
on found out he used to have a job as a chef.
But he's not expressing it at home because that's not his culture.
Not at all.
So
Not at all.
subhanallah.
So me, I came in. I learned from my dad. My wife saw her dad
She's waiting for you to
doing
be.
his own, like taking out the trash every day and not being not. The one thing that I do is I take out the trash. That's the one thing I do in the house.
That's the only thing you do.
As in, I will clean up. Like the Prophet said, he was in
My thing
service.
is, bro, just pay for a cleaner.
Yes,
them do it.
yes, we have
We live in a country where it's so cheap.
100%. But
cooking?
point
You
being
cook?
is that
Cook.
I can make cereal.
I will do things in the house. Just when I see my wife's tired, I'll do some stuff. But it's not like a job of mine. That's not my job. If you make it my job, there's me and Ia are creating a system. But one thing I'll do is you have to take out trash like every day, every other day, right? So and I hate it.
Plus, it requires leaving the house, which
That's why I do it.
Muslimism,
That's why I
a
do
man
it.
should do.
Right, that's why I do it. I despise it. Like if you ask me, Imran, consistently tell me the worst time of your day, just I have to pick up the trash. I despise it. But the thing is
Is it really that deep?
I don't know what it is. But
That's all the problem, bro. That's all the
disgusting.
problem.
That's the problem.
Yeah, no, for me, that's as an act. There's so many things that happen in the day. Take on the trash. I'd rather pay money to say today.
How far is the shoot from your door?
15-second walk.
That's quite long. You got a long corridor.
It's
Oh,
at the
I
end of the
realised your
corridor.
corridor.
Yeah.
I realised your corridor was that long.
No, but I can't lie.
Subhanallah.
The people who live in front of the shoot, sometimes that I'm so grateful that I don't live in front of the
Yeah,
shoot. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
By the way, we need to wrap up. Yeah.
Yeah, so at the beginning,
Coffee expired, bro.
yeah, I literally saw the moment.
Literally,
I saw the moment it expired.
even off my eyes, he looked at me and goes, "You okay?"
I saw the moment it expired in your face.
You blew a fuse.
Bro, honestly, now I'm gonna go home. What do I say to my wife now when I go home?
Shadow box.
She comes in and I got the energy, but I'm gonna be there doing this. I'm looking at, I'm raving, bro. The security guy looks at me, bro. What the hell this guy
Before you
taking?
get home, you message her. It's been a long day.
Oh, that's a good
At the
one.
door,
Allahumma barik.
babe,
Say that again?
please greet me
Like,
at the door.
what he's saying,
give me a
communicate it.
hug. Give me a kiss. I promise
You know
you,
what's
brother.
funny? I'm gonna do it. She's gonna be like, "Wow."
No,
2
she's
weeks
gonna
later,
think,
she's gonna watch this podcast.
Yeah, no,
Like,
she's, yeah,
he only did it
there you go.
because you told him to.
There's
Edit this
nothing
bit
wrong with
out.
that.
Edit.
There's nothing wrong with that, Akhi.
You're right.
Yeah, and you bro, I promise you, the second she does that, she's that deep embrace. She will absorb so much of your negativity, bro.
She's
And she'll
crazy.
just expel it.
Shut it crazy.
Why?
After
What's
this,
one?
he's got a podcast he has to do, but I have to wait for him because we've got a meeting with Sam and Jawad, important business meeting, 7:15. I'm not getting home for another 5 hours, bro.
Bro, it's me.
But he's going to take a nap.
That's why I asked you. You know, earlier when I asked you, I said, "You free for a physio session?" No, I can't take a nap. I got work to do.
So look, what I was getting at is that it took me years to understand that
Let me see if there's a paddle match in the area.
that was a normal.
I'm awake now, guys.
Back.
Hey, forget that.
Go on, sorry.
No, it's calm. That's straightforward.
With that said, see you guys on the next episode. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Salam. Barakallah feek, man.
I really want to start a parenting podcast, man. Separate to Chama Bye.